We can't hear you.
Much better. Welcome to the 2020 EVMS President's Faculty and Staff Achievement Awards. I'm Vincent Rhodes, Assistant Vice President, Chief Communications and Marketing Officer, and your host for today's event. This year we're coming to you from Hollywood East, the bright, beautiful, and bedazzling video studio right here in our own Lester Hall. Thanks to COVID, I suspect some of you continue to work from home. Some of us find ourselves divided between the formalities of the office and the comforts of home. Wherever you happen to be, and whatever you happen to be wearing, thank you for joining us today. It's now my honor to introduce Dr. Richard Homan, President and Provost and Dean of the School of Medicine. Dr. Homan?
Hi, well, I want to welcome everybody to this Faculty and Staff Achievement Award. As you know, it's a challenging time now, and I wish I could do this in person. And I always look forward to the annual event because we have such great food, we have a chance to be able to get to know each other during the reception, have opportunities for people to get to know each other that maybe don't know everyone in the course of their work. But today is a real special time because we want to acknowledge all the awardees for our faculty and staff. The COVID issue, as you know, and the pandemic has created enormous challenges for the country, certainly the morbidity, mortality that people have suffered throughout the country and in this region. And I just want to thank everyone for all of their efforts because the extraordinary challenges in all of our domains of enterprise missions has been extraordinarily difficult to be able to do on such short notice. As you know, our clinical enterprise was very effectively able to turn on a dime to go from in-person clinical care to telehealth within just a couple of weeks. And we did this in a way to be able to provide opportunities to have our staff safe, our faculty safe, our residents and students, as well as the patients we serve. And I want to thank all the clinical staff members for the extraordinary work, Dr. Bahamid, Dr. Stouter, all the individuals that were involved in re-engineering the clinical enterprise to meet the needs of our school and the patients we serve. The next is in education, as you know. Dr. Combs, Dr. Flenner, and their teams have been very innovative in identifying ways to be able to transition from in-person education to online education and managing the clinical experiences, labs, other interpersonal educational opportunities in a way that has been extraordinary in my view. I want to thank all of the individuals in both of those offices, both in the School of Health Professions and the School of Medicine, that were able to do this so well. I want to thank Dr. Wasilenko and all the researchers for what they've done as well for ramping up their research enterprise on a quick 2 or 4 week notice. And now everyone's back in the labs, being able to use their grants and doing the great work that they do to create new knowledge as part of our mission to improve the health of our patients and add to science and provide opportunities to improve health around the country. And then administratively, I want to say thank you to everyone and all the staff members that were involved in supporting everyone to be able to meet the core missions in education, research, and our clinical enterprise. So today we celebrate everyone's extraordinary work and the extraordinary individuals that have actually helped to contribute to our success. And the faculty and staff members that are receiving awards in this ceremony today are so deserving of their recognition. I just wish I could have the opportunity to thank them in person because they've done so much to contribute to EVMS and advance our clinical, educational, and research missions. I also want to thank all of the employees as part of the employee giving campaign. As you know, we have a capital campaign. Ms. McKenzie in development and her team are working extraordinarily hard to be able to develop more resources for all of our missions. And we've been very successful. I want to thank her and her team in that effort. And for the community as well, because the community has really stepped up to provide additional resources to allow us to be able to do more of our work and to enhance the capability for us to do even better work going forward. The team captains that were involved in the employee giving campaign I need to acknowledge them and thank them for all their work. And special thanks to all the employees that actually took the time and effort to be able to, and donations, and for their donations to the Capitol campaign. So thank you for all your work there. I do want to say that we usually have in this ceremony a celebration of individuals for their year milestones. And as you know, sometimes we have individuals that may be here at EVMS for as long as 40 or 45 years, which is astonishing. So I want to thank all of you for all the work that you've done. You'll receive a small token in the intercampus mail recognizing your work. And next year, when we're able to talk together and meet together, we will have an opportunity to recognize your milestones at that time. So I want to thank all of you for all the incredible work that you've done for the course of your career to contribute to EVMS. So at this point, I'd like to say thank you again to all of our awardees, our faculty and staff. We have great facilities. I'm here in Lester Hall. We have Waitzer Hall just opening, and they're spectacular buildings. But the best asset we have at EVMS are the people that walk the halls and that lead those individuals in our missions in education, clinical service, and research. And the awardees tonight have done that extraordinarily well, and I just can't thank them enough and want to congratulate them for their extraordinary work. So at this point, I'd like to turn it back over to Dr. Rhodes to be able to continue with the program. And I wish you all the best, and you and your families to celebrate your accomplishments that we're acknowledging today. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Homan. And now we turn our attention to our awards ceremony. We had 78 nominations for awards this year. We'll include a list of all nominees later in the program. We lead off with one of our most important categories, diversity and inclusion. Please welcome Mr. McBib Gametta, Vice President of Diversity and Inclusion, to the podium.
Thank you, Dr. Rhodes. We have witnessed in our country this year tremendous outcry regarding the disproportionate impact of COVID-19 on racial minorities and widespread protests against racial inequality that we haven't seen in decades. Now, more than ever, it is time to focus on diversity and inclusion and to work towards equity for all. At EVMS, we believe that the diversity of ethnic, racial, and cultural backgrounds and the vibrant life experiences we bring to the institution are critical to advancing excellence in our education, patient care, and research. Our priority is to foster an environment where all are welcome, valued, and supported to fulfill their potential. I want to thank everyone who has worked towards these goals and ideas during the past year, especially our honorees today. Congratulations.
The Champion of Diversity and Inclusion Award is intended to recognize outstanding efforts by EVMS staff and faculty to advance EVMS's mission to promote health equity through their tireless work, which may include community outreach and engagement, trainee staff and faculty recruitment, and development, clinical, and scholarly endeavors, and by creating an inclusive climate here at EVMS. The first recipient is Audrey Robertson, Public Safety Officer with EVMS Police and Public Safety. Audrey exemplifies the EVMS commitment to diversity and inclusion through the exceptional manner in which she performs her duties. She has an infectious smile, visible even behind a mask, and a demeanor that instantly promotes a sense of trust and community. Audrey is always helpful and supportive of staff, but especially the students, and strives to make them feel welcomed and included. When this last semester started, she made a short Instagram video introducing herself to incoming students. Since then, students have been introducing themselves to her, further building and promoting community at EVMS. It is clear that her concern for them extends beyond just their safety and encompasses their overall well-being. As one of the first EVMS representatives someone encounters when entering a building, she projects the values of inclusion, respect, and acceptance of all. This year's second Champion of Diversity and Inclusion is Amy Paulson, Director of the Consortium for Infant and Child Health and Instructor of Pediatrics. Amy has dedicated her career to improving community health. Essential to that work has been her resolve to promote a climate of diversity, equity, and inclusion in Hampton Roads. Through her work with Cinch and her broader involvement in several healthy community initiatives, she's targeted a tremendous range of issues, including systemic health inequities around maternal and infant mortality and morbidity, breastfeeding rates, education, and parental engagement. Both within the institution and in the larger community, she facilitates conversations with open and honest dialogue in which all voices can be heard and appreciated. Through it all, Amy's advocacy for diversity and inclusion has allowed her to positively impact health outcomes in Hampton Roads and move the dial towards equity.
Next up are the Staff Achievement Awards. For some introductory remarks, we'll hear from Mr. Matthew Schenk, Executive Director of Human Resources.
The Staff Awards exist to honor you. The awards celebrate excellence among EVMS staff, recognize commitment to the school's core values, and highlight those who are living the school's mission. A committee made up of previous award recipients, representatives from various campus departments, and human resources staff evaluated this year's nominees. The committee discussed how each nominee met specific criteria and then presented a list of recommended honorees to the president for his approval. Each year, the quality and number of nominations increases, making the decisions even more challenging and the process more competitive. Thank you for your important contributions to the school, to our students, to our patients, and to the community.
So is that how it works, Matthew?
No.
Our first presentation is for the President's Rising Star Award for staff. The Rising Star Award recognizes EVMS staff members in their first 4 years of service who've shown commitment to the school's mission, vision, and values, and demonstrated exceptional skills and accomplishments.
The first Rising Star honors Maura Murphy, Faculty Affairs Specialist in Faculty Affairs and Professional Development. As soon as she started at EVMS, Maura took the responsibilities of her job and elevated them to a degree far beyond expectations. Her dedication, attention to detail, and bright personality directly contribute to the high standards the school has come to expect from faculty affairs. When COVID hit in the spring and her office realized it needed to replace its reliance on paper documents, Maura designed and implemented an electronic process for reviewing and finalizing faculty appointments and for other faculty-related correspondence. A co-worker shared that, quote, "She is proactive, thoughtful, and highly efficient. When asked for help, the speed with which she responds is incredible." End quote. The second Rising Star Award goes to Corey Hooper, Media Manager 2 and a videographer in marketing and communications. Corey's everyday goal is to visually tell the stories of EVMS and the people who champion its work in the community. His videos are highly visible, and his collegial manner and attention to detail exemplifies the traits of a rising star. One example came when he volunteered to accompany students and faculty from EVMS Global Health on a medical trip to Bangladesh. He carefully documented their work caring for patients in the world's largest refugee camp. He always pushes the boundaries of projects, taking the steps to learn new techniques, working with motion graphics, and focusing on storytelling, all while upholding and often pushing the standards of professionalism in video production.
Next is the presentation of the President's Philanthropy Champion Award. This award recognizes a staff member who demonstrates continued commitment to the EVMS Foundation by way of interaction with current and prospective donors, and by serving as an ambassador of philanthropy for the institution.
The recipient of this year's Staff Philanthropy Champion Award is Jason Azar, Department Administrator for Otolaryngology. Jason is a true ambassador for EVMS who recognizes the importance of philanthropy. For instance, he's been an active volunteer raising funds for the EVMS Fund, cancer and diabetes research through his participation with the Team EVMS at the Rock and Roll Marathon, Shamrock Marathon, and the One City Marathon. He has participated in a range of community events such as the Heart of Ghent, Tacky Sweater, Jason's Deli, and Ping Pong for Charity. A regular supporter of the EVMS Fund, he also has been an exemplary team captain for years. Just last year, his department had the largest number of annual fund donors. He is always willing to help and to share new ideas.
Our next presentation is for the President's Award for Community Service. This award recognizes a staff member whose contributions and personal commitment to community service have addressed the community's needs in extraordinary and innovative ways. This year's recipient is Lydia Cleveland Saw, Office Coordinator for Global Health. Lydia has been an important addition to the Global Health Division since her arrival in 2017. For instance, she's been crucial to the success of health fairs and health education programs that increase healthcare access among uninsured, immigrant, migrant worker, and refugee communities in Hampton Roads and on the Eastern Shore. She's brought innovative ideas to the student group EVMS Remedy, which collects medical supply donations for redistribution in low-resource and emergency settings in Hampton Roads and worldwide. She also supports multiple collaborative research efforts to identify community needs and evaluate the outcomes of community-based health programs. She is the embodiment of the spirit of the Award for Community Service. Our next presentation is for the President's Staff Award for Mentoring. This award recognizes an individual who works to build strong and mutually supportive relationships that further the goals and the mission of the school. This year's award recipient is Kelly Cox, Associate Chair of Administration and Finance in Obstetrics and Gynecology. An EVMS employee for more than 30 years, Kelly is an outstanding mentor and role model. She takes the time to learn the aspirations of staff at all levels and actively works to help them grow, both professionally and personally. She has pioneered initiatives to motivate and retain staff and to recognize them for exceptional work. In one instance, when interviewing a candidate for a position within the department, Kelly was able to identify a role within another department that was more aligned with the candidate's career goals. The candidate was hired and has worked at EVMS for several years since. Kelly consistently sets the highest standards for excellence and inspires others to be the best they can be. The next presentation is for the President's Staff Award for Excellence. This award recognizes individuals who consistently go above and beyond and achieve a superior level of job performance. The recipient of this year's first Staff Award for Excellence is Brian Main, Database Analyst 2 in Research. For more than 25 years, Brian has been a pioneer in the application of research-focused database tools for the EVMS research community. In one instance, Brian drew on his troubleshooting skills to help several NIH-funded cancer researchers manage their data. His commitment helped the team secure several new grants and enhanced learning opportunities for residents and medical students. He frequently volunteers his time. For instance, he volunteered to become a technical expert on an important research data tool, and he led innovative technical efforts to create a virtual research day. Whatever project he's involved in, he consistently demonstrates dedication, collegiality, and innovation, all to the benefit of the EVMS community. The next recipient of the Staff Award for Excellence is Amanda Parker, GME Systems Specialist in Graduate Medical Education. Amanda holds herself to high performance standards and is a consummate team member who strives to raise the value of service. For example, to better assist the residency coordinators, she's taken the same national accreditation examination required of them. As the institutional expert on the New Innovations Residency Suite, she almost single-handedly developed the program for the transfer of the Business Management Oracle database, and she has developed many other innovative uses of the system. Amanda has an elegant mind and has technologically revolutionized the GME office. She's recognized throughout EVMS for her go-to attitude and for going above and beyond what is asked or expected. She consistently encourages and uplifts those around her. The next recipient of the Staff Award for Excellence is Honeylyn Schoberg, Assessment and Evaluation Assistant in Academic Affairs. Honeylyn is one of the unsung heroes of EVMS. She joined EVMS in 2015 as exam proctor and quickly took on several additional responsibilities. She taught herself how to use multiple systems of complex software to help with testing and to build student course evaluations. She was not paid extra to do these high-level tasks, but she did them because the work needed to be done, and she's incapable of saying, "It's not my job." Throughout her career at EVMS, she's continued this enthusiasm and commitment to the institution, often going above and beyond expectations. The people she regularly interacts with consistently describe her as dependable and dedicated to ensuring that our students receive the best possible education. Our final recipient of the Staff Award for Excellence is Lisa Stork, Executive Assistant in the EVMS Medical Group. Since she joined EVMS 7 years ago, Lisa constantly seeks innovative and more efficient ways to help the EVMS Medical Group accomplish its goals. For instance, Lisa's taken on several projects independently and has completed them to perfection. She's not satisfied until a job is completed to her standard. Most recently, she's been instrumental in completing a redesign of some medical group office spaces, as well as facilitating a shift to virtual meetings during the pandemic. She has also made significant contributions to the launch of new process improvement teams within the practice plan. Integrity and discretion are paramount in her position, and she consistently demonstrates the highest ethical standards.
Our final staff award today is the President's Staff Award for Outstanding Achievement. This award recognizes an individual for inspiring others through exemplary performance and relentless dedication to the institution.
Our honoree this year is Allison Gray, Assistant Quality Officer with the EVMS Medical Group. During her 20 years at EVMS, Allison, a nurse, has developed the trust and respect of everyone she encounters. Allison has developed relationships across the institution and with various hospital partners. No task is too big or too small for her to tackle. She does this with a can-do attitude and positive outlook. During the COVID-19 pandemic, Allison has demonstrated her professionalism at every turn. For instance, she took on the responsibility of coordinating PPE for all clinical practices, screening the lobby entrances, and staffing the drive-through testing site for employees and patients. She's worked tirelessly during the last 6 months to ensure that these areas run smoothly while continuing her regular job responsibilities. Throughout the pandemic, she has demonstrated once again that she's an exemplary leader and a wonderful role model.
Our next award bridges both staff and faculty. The Team Achievement Award recognizes and rewards superior performance by cross-functional, multidisciplinary teams in support of transformational projects which further the institution's mission and priorities. The award reflects the complex environment of EVMS and reinforces the collaboration and partnership necessary to achieve key goals.
Our award recipient this year is the Student Affairs Committee. The committee, which includes representation from clinical, research, education, and administrative departments, is a model of collaboration and effectiveness as it reviews student services to provide meaningful recommendations to leadership. Each member of the team is fully engaged while recognizing, respecting, and collaborating with colleagues. The team's reports and recommendations have resulted in fundamental change. One example is the group's extensive study of student health and insurance. Despite a complex web of problems, the committee discerned the core of students' frustration. The end result, the creation of a student health center, has been a game changer for student well-being. The committee's work is transforming the student experience in a way that would be impossible without the group's well-reasoned, data-driven recommendations. Here are the team members and collaborators for the Student Affairs Committee.
And now it's time for the Faculty Achievement Awards, when we will honor faculty nominated and chosen by a committee of their peers. To provide some perspective on these awards, it's my honor to invite Dr. Elza Malona, Vice Provost for Faculty Affairs and Institutional Effectiveness, to the podium. Dr. Malona?
Every year, EVMS celebrates the outstanding achievement of these faculty who are making their mark on the world and our campus every day with their contributions and dedication to their research and innovation, to their professions, to their students and patients, and to their communities, our communities, and earning local, regional, national, and international distinction for their achievements. This annual event gives us the opportunity to highlight actual examples of what it means to demonstrate that we do what we say we'll do and align our efforts with the values and visions we have as an institution. It is my distinct honor to be part of this celebration and represent the outstanding EVMS faculty in person or virtually. This year, in addition to the regular award categories that align with the staff categories, we'll be presenting 3 additional awards that are supported by the Fine Family Academy of Educators. The Fine Family Academy of Educators was established in 2018 through the generosity of the Fine family and inducted its first 16 members last year. The Academy exists to enhance the continued professional development of educators and to recognize educational excellence and scholarly engagement. We are fortunate to have such passionate, talented, knowledgeable, and experienced faculty. We are confident in their ability to prepare the health workforce of tomorrow for whatever challenges and opportunities they may encounter. A special thanks to the faculty committees for selecting all the awardees and to all faculty for helping to create the respected academic health center that EVMS is today. And now for the awards.
The first set of faculty awards that we'll present today are the Fine Family Academy of Educators Awards for Educational Excellence. The Award for Educational Innovation in Curriculum Development, Teaching, or Assessment recognizes an individual for their part in improving the experience of our learners through the development or design of a curriculum or incorporation of new teaching methods or assessment tools. Our award recipient this year is Dr. Catherine Derber, Associate Professor of Internal Medicine and Director of the Internal Medicine Clerkship. In the past year, Dr. Derber, an infectious disease physician and clerkship director, has been busy. She's developed a 12-week internal medicine curriculum, a hybrid virtual clinical curriculum, a virtual curriculum, and a COVID-era 6-week curriculum, all while being on the front lines of caring for patients with COVID-19. She's beloved by students for her dedication to mold the clerkship to better fit student needs, including the use of multiple faculty for lectures and a shift to case-based learning to better suit the current student educational culture. Her work became the model for virtual clerkship experiences. In all, colleagues praise her calm demeanor and professionalism and consider her an outstanding physician, educator, and clerkship director. The Award for Educational Leadership acknowledges and celebrates exemplary leadership that has had a significant and positive impact on advancing the educational experience of our learners. The recipient of the award this year is Judith Taylor Fishwick, Director of Professional Development and Faculty Affairs, Assistant Director of the Fine Family Academy of Educators, and Assistant Professor of Pediatrics. Judith is a tireless advocate for medical education. She shares her passion in part by helping faculty grow professionally and achieve their career goals. Among her many accomplishments, Judith developed and presented a series of impressive teaching workshops, and she coached faculty and students interested in projects related to medical education. She helped develop the Fine Family Academy of Educators and was instrumental in setting up a comprehensive peer review process to judge Fine Family Academy applicants. She possesses many qualities essential to academic leadership, including professionalism, intellectual curiosity, emotional intelligence, and an enduring commitment to high-quality education. Judith is an outstanding team player who promotes strong and mutually supportive relationships and demonstrates the highest ethical standards and integrity in all her interactions. The Award for Educational Scholarship recognizes a faculty member who has examples of education scholarship work to include scholarship of discovery, integration, application, and teaching and learning. This year's recipient is Dr. Carrie Elsie, Associate Professor of Pathology and Anatomy. Dr. Elsie has become a leader in medical education through her success in incorporating narrative medicine into the anatomy curriculum. Her efforts in collaboration with a living anatomical donor provides a complementary perspective to the biomedical knowledge acquired through the study of disease. This model has transformed the learning process for students, helping to facilitate patient-centered care, building empathy, and providing early exposure to important emotional, social, and cultural aspects of illness. All important lessons that cannot be taught in textbooks.
Overall, Dr. Elsey's pioneering work has created a unique experience for our students that will better prepare them to engage in the shared decision-making process with their patients.
Now for the remaining Faculty Achievement Awards. The first award is for the President's Faculty Rising Star. The Rising Star Award recognizes junior members of the faculty in their first 6 years of service who exhibit exceptional ability in teaching, research, clinical practice, and/or institutional service.
Our first Rising Star Award recipient is Dr. Kent Lamb, Assistant Professor of Otolaryngology, Head and Neck Surgery. In his short time at EVMS, Dr. Lamb has distinguished himself in clinical care, research, teaching, and administrative leadership. For instance, he's been instrumental in developing an otolaryngology program from concept to implementation, and he continues to oversee the administrative aspects of this growing division. He is one of the most prolific researchers in this department, actively working as a sub-investigator on 15 industry-sponsored clinical trials and working to complete a number of investigator-initiated studies. He is a skilled clinician and an exceptional educator who is rising in the ranks of national leadership in the field of otolaryngology, head and neck surgery. In short, he's been a remarkable asset to the department as well as to the medical school. Our second Rising Star is Dr. Anya Sippy, Assistant Professor of Emergency Medicine. Residents describe Dr. Sippy as an exceptional leader, a compassionate physician, and an enthusiastic teacher. A graduate of both the EVMS Emergency Medicine Residency and the EVMS Ultrasound Fellowship, Dr. Sippy continues to demonstrate a passion for teaching and a commitment to helping residents become great emergency medicine physicians. Dr. Sippy leads by example both in and out of the emergency department. It's not uncommon for her to stay late after her shift to continue seeing patients, providing guidance on end-of-life discussions, and offering constructive feedback to residents. Residents look forward to her classroom lectures and interactive simulation cases. They consider her an outstanding individual and physician and a wonderful role model.
Next, the President's Philanthropy Champion Award goes to a faculty member who, like the Staff Philanthropy Champion, demonstrates continued commitment to the EVMS Foundation by way of interaction with current and prospective donors and by serving as an ambassador of philanthropy for the institution.
This year's award recipient is Dr. Hamid Okravi, Associate Professor of Internal Medicine and the Alfred E. Adunis Distinguished Professor in Geriatrics. Known for his humble and compassionate demeanor, Dr. Okravi's warm and friendly personality makes him easily relatable to his patients and to potential donors. He regularly communicates with EVMS Development about his research initiatives at the Glennon Center for Geriatrics and Gerontology, and he is always willing to discuss his work with prospective donors. For instance, at one recent donor event, Dr. Okravi had the opportunity to meet with a potential donor interested in his memory clinic registry project. He made the most of the encounter, and as a result, the donor made a generous 7-figure gift to support Dr. Okravi's work. Donors are attracted by his humble and compassionate demeanor and encouraged by his enthusiasm and commitment to help others.
Our next presentation is for the President's Award for Community Service. This award recognizes a faculty member who has made significant charitable or philanthropic contributions of benefit to the community.
This year's award recipient is Dr. Jennifer Ryle, Associate Professor of Internal Medicine. From the moment she transitioned from EVMS resident to faculty member in 2007, Dr. Ryle incorporated community service into her role as an educator. For 13 years, she has overseen patient care in the Every Woman's Life program, devoting herself to the care of underserved women and providing valuable training for EVMS learners. Since 2016, she has played a key role in implementing the Transformative Education Advancing Community Health, or TEACH, grant, focusing on the management of social and behavioral determinants of health in an integrated network of safety net clinics. Also in 2016, she began volunteering with Hope's Clinica Esperanza, and this year she has helped develop a virtual interprofessional clinic for underserved patients. Her colleagues agree. Dr. Ryle truly embodies EVMS's commitment to community service.
Our next presentation is for the President's Faculty Award for Mentoring. This award recognizes commitment to and involvement in the mentoring of young faculty, residents, or fellows, and who has enhanced his or her career development through advising, counseling, and serving as a professional role model. This year's Mentoring Award goes to Dr. Sami Tahan, Professor of Internal Medicine. Since joining our faculty in 2002, Dr. Tahan has shepherded countless learners along their career paths. As a longitudinal generalist mentor, he introduces students to primary care and academic medicine. As a mentor in the Summer Scholars Program, he promotes research and scholarship to learners in the earliest stages of their education. As faculty mentor for resident research projects and manuscript submissions, he contributes to professional development and medical literature. In 2018, internal medicine residents honored him with an award recognizing his excellence in teaching and patient care. A year earlier, he received a statewide academic teaching award, again bestowed upon him by residents. Quote, "Despite his grueling schedule," one mentee says, "he always makes time to show students how much he cares." End quote. Our next presentation is for the President's Faculty Award for Excellence. The award recognizes individuals who consistently go above and beyond and achieve a superior level of job performance. The first recipient of the Award of Excellence is Dr. Diane Duffy, Professor of Physiological Sciences. Dr. Duffy is an invaluable asset to EVMS. It's no exaggeration to say her impact stretches across the campus and around the world. An NIH-funded scientist and program project grant recipient, she's one of the world's leading authorities on the regulation of ovarian function. Just 2 weeks ago, she was a keynote speaker at a symposium sponsored by the Gates Foundation and the International Congress on Endocrinology. Dr. Duffy's influence continues outside the lab. By all accounts, she's a superb educator, beloved by students and considered a role model by her colleagues. She also excels in administration and service, serving extensively on local and national committees. Whatever the project, her selflessness, sharp intellect, and vast experience are evident. Our next Excellence Award recipient is Dr. Mitchell Goodman, Associate Professor of Internal Medicine. As head of the residency program where he once trained, Dr. Goodman has grown into a seasoned academic physician and demonstrated his skills as a natural leader. Despite the administrative demands of his job, he takes a substantial role in bedside teaching rounds and in the resident clinic, always exhibiting great humility and humor. He has shown the same level of quiet determination as director of the EVMS Sickle Cell Program, an effort that embodies the school's community-oriented mission. During the pandemic, he helped other residency programs adapt, and he took extra hospital shifts so that high-risk faculty could avoid exposure. Dr. Goodman is an inspiration to faculty, students, and residents, and he serves as a wonderful role model of collegiality and integrity. Our third Excellence Award recipient today is Dr. David Lieb, Associate Professor of Internal Medicine. Since his arrival at EVMS 11 years ago, Dr. Lieb has impressed colleagues as a brilliant clinician who is affable, humble, and eager to lend a hand. He is one of his division's most sought-after endocrinologists and is well known in the region for his clinical expertise. For instance, as a member of the Centera EVMS Head and Neck Tumor Board, he is known for his astute and invaluable evidence-based recommendations regarding thyroid cancer. Dr. Lieb also excels in research in his interactions with learners at all levels. His leadership of the Endocrinology Fellowship attracts strong candidates, and his work with fellow endocrinologists has attracted national attention for EVMS. In short, colleagues agree he is among the school's premier academicians, clinicians, mentors, and colleagues. Our final award for excellence recipient is Dr. Julius Nawali, Associate Professor of Microbiology and Molecular Cell Biology. Since joining EVMS in 2007, Dr. Nawali has authored or co-authored more than 51 peer-reviewed articles, 2 book chapters, and more than 25 meeting abstracts and presentations. Dr. Nawali also has been investigator and key personnel in 16 extramurally funded research grants. This research excellence derives from an exceptionally organized and rigorous mind. These same characteristics make him the consummate teacher and mentor. His lectures are of the highest quality, carefully constructed, and precisely delivered. His graduate students, postdoctoral fellows, and faculty colleagues also benefit from this outstanding scholar. He is truly the consummate researcher, meticulous in his observation, careful in his assumptions, and honest in his conclusions.
He is an incredibly gifted educator, researcher, and unassuming ambassador for all things EVMS. And finally, the Faculty Award for Outstanding Achievement is presented to a full-time faculty member whose efforts have combined significant achievement in teaching, research, and institutional service. This faculty member will have demonstrated leadership, accomplishment, and recognition in these areas of endeavor. Our honoree this year is Dr. Robert Palmer, Professor of Internal Medicine, Interim Chair of Internal Medicine, and former holder of the John Franklin Distinguished Chair for Geriatrics. In nearly a decade as Director of the Glennon Center for Geriatrics and Gerontology, Dr. Palmer is a national leader in geriatric medicine and is honored with 3 awards from the American Geriatric Society. He has published and presented profusely and served in editorial roles. He has taught numerous courses in aging, medical ethics, and medical interviewing to medical students, residents, and fellows, and led a national study that resulted in a new standard of care for geriatric patients. At EVMS, he led the creation of the Geriatric Trauma Consultation Service and the Palliative Care Fellowship Program. He also held an academic honor as the John Franklin Distinguished Chair for Geriatrics. Along the way, he mentored residents and fellows who have themselves gone on to distinguished careers. If that wasn't enough, in January 2019, he was tapped as interim chair for internal medicine. As one colleague noted, quote, "He is a servant leader who serves by example. Quite simply, he shows you how to be better," end quote.
I want to acknowledge all the awardees, faculty and staff, on their incredible achievements today. I also want to take a minute to thank the group of people who were essential in today's ceremony. They are the physicians, scientists, staff members, and educators who served on the awards selection committees. They were extraordinarily busy, and they took the time to be able to identify the outstanding employees that we are honoring tonight. So they are the unsung heroes in the process, and I want to highlight all of their work and want to thank them for contributing to today's event. I also want to recognize the planning committee for today's ceremony. We've done this on the fly through a virtual ceremony, and it took extraordinary innovation, and we have very creative individuals that have allowed us to be able to acknowledge and celebrate your success tonight. So thank you for all your work, hard work, dedication, and again, congratulations to all the faculty and staff awardees. Thank you.
Congratulations to all the award recipients. Before we end the ceremony, I want to offer special thanks to our donors for providing a variety of door prizes, including a basket with EVMS merchandise and a one-night stay at the Sheraton Norfolk Waterside Hotel. If you logged on with your name and email address, you qualify for a door prize drawing. We'll draw randomly from the list of attendees and announce the lucky winners via email tomorrow, so make sure you pay attention to your email. That concludes our program. Thank you for joining us for today's ceremony, and thank you for all that you do for EVMS. Have a great day.